And like you, I want to give Logan Paul some props here. I know a lot of people hate him because he's this social media influencer. Say what you want to about that, but his in-ring ability to wrestle, I mean, for what he's done in the past couple of years, it's amazing. He is a great talent. You cannot tell this guy hasn't been doing it for 10, 15 years. So props for that.
Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. 3GW here, finally. Our Crown Jewel was trying to do this show last night, but it's my fault. I was missing a piece of equipment, hence even more of a delay. It wasn't home, so I was away. I thought I had packed up everything. I'm missing one piece. That's all it takes. One piece of equipment, and the whole show was messed up. But hey, it is what it is. It's first time here. This is what we do. This is mainly what we do here. Wrestling, talk wrestling. I am the real Big E. He is Rob the Ambassador. What's going on, sir? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. We're here to talk about Crown Jewel. I did not watch it live. I just wasn't able to do that. Got it watched. I think it was Monday. Yeah, I watched it Monday, and we're recording on Wednesday. So yeah, I watched it a couple of days ago.
I was able to get it watched that night, and then I kind of wanted to watch it some of the matches again. So, but we're not going to dilly-dally too much. This is already late getting this out. I did not watch the kickoff. I did not watch. I know there was a match, JD McDonough versus Sami Zayn. I know that took place. I believe Sami Zayn won, but I didn't see it, so I don't know if you did.
I did watch it. I mean, it was an okay match. You know, nothing special, but yeah, I did watch it.
So, TV quality probably.
Yeah, that's what I would go. TV quality, decent work, but I think a lot of it was just I really wasn't invested in the match. I just really didn't care.
Right, yeah. All right. Crown Jewel 2023 taking place from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They have so many arenas and stadiums, I can't keep up. I mean, I actually do appreciate when they do the drone shot. You can see the city and how lit up it is and how modern it is, and it just makes it look so inferior as far as technology goes. It looks so advanced.
It does, man. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful city. I mean, it'd be an awesome trip to take if you could afford to. I know that in Saudi Arabia, I believe they have the tallest building in the world now, and Tom Cruise, one of the Mission Impossible movies, he actually rappelled down the building as part of a stunt. He actually rappelled down the tallest building in the world.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Oh man, Tom Cruise is.
Yeah, he's nuts.
He's that dude, though. Hey, he's that dude though, doing them stunts and them movies. They're awesome.
Who knows what part 2 of Mission Impossible is going to be like? But we kicked off the show with the World Heavyweight Championship match. Drew McIntyre taking on Seth freaking Rollins. And this is the first time I've looked forward to a Drew McIntyre match in a very, 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 very long time. Okay. I've said for a while, the man needed to go heel. And I know they're kind of trying to see, not to go on a tangent, but I understand Triple H's mythology is to do the slow burn, slow build to doing things, but every now and then it's okay. Drew has more motivation than anybody to me to go heel currently. He has an authentic story. Use it and just be the bad guy. It's okay. We don't need to get Judgment Day involved, having Rhea saying, hey, well, we can help you out. You know, all that. Was a nice touch post-match. We'll get to that in a minute. But I just feel like we don't need a slow burn with Drew. Just get to it. He's a heel. It's fine. The match itself, I'm always, you and I are traditionalists. Champion should come out second. I get it. It's Saudi Arabia. They want to pop the crowd first. Get Seth to come out and do the dance. Kind of a toned down outfit for him, you know, considering. But
I don't know if you have to be a little more conservative in Saudi Arabia. Maybe he had to tone it down a little bit.
could be. But for him it was pretty toned down. And I actually thought these two had a banger of a match. Drew, I'm big on when a wrestler can counter somebody's moves continuously. It's almost like they studied them. And I feel like Drew did that. And there's a lot of counters, a lot of near falls, kicking out of the big finishes. I thought this match really, really hit well, and the crowd was really into it. Crowd really, really behind Drew, especially in the beginning. Jennifer McIntyre a lot. Um, I had fun with this match. Honestly, I I really thought if we didn't do a prediction show, but I really thought that if we had, I would have picked Drew. I honestly would have. My pick was Drew to do it. Um, but was not to be. Seth hitting the pedigree into the stomp. Only thing I didn't like about the finish was it was just like, okay, the pedigree to the stomp, and then it took him a minute to roll over and pin him. Hurry up and get there. Okay, it's Drew. That I had a problem with. But other than that, I thought the match was flawless. No real. The pacing was very fast paced, physical, and I gave this. I almost wanted to give this. Almost wanted to give it superb. Just not quite there yet, but a very high pay-per-view worthy. Honestly, I'm not gonna dilly dally. This was the best match on the card.
Yeah, I went pay-per-view worthy, even though, like I said, for me, superb, pay-per-view worthy. There's a big gulf there, but this definitely, to me, it was closer to superb than just
Yeah,
pay-per-view worthy.
yeah.
Both of these guys work well together. I agree with you about this slow burn. We didn't do a prediction show. I would have predicted Seth to win, but what I also would have predicted is that McIntyre would have done something after the match, after being so frustrated, failing again. He would have attacked Seth or did something to just complete this heel turn and get rid of this slow burn stuff. It didn't happen. They're still messing around with this whole Judgment Day thing. We'll see where that goes. But the match itself, very high pay-per-view worthy for me.
And post match, we see Drew walk up the ramp. And then we get Damian Priest coming down, doing an attempt to cash in. And I'm thinking, well, Seth is standing up now. I mean, this isn't the most opportune time. You didn't do your real research watching your former leader, Edge. Ultimate opportunist would get people while they were still down. And sure enough, here comes Sami Zayn, stealing the briefcase and running off with it. So no cash in for Damian Priest.
I'm glad. When this match came out first, I'm kind of like, what? Okay. So the likelihood of Priest coming out, I mean, maybe he comes out, but I didn't think he would win it. Not the first match, because we know he's got a match later. It just didn't seem like it would work. So yeah, I don't know why they started off with this one. Like you said, I agree, it was the best match on the card. I guess you want to start hot, but I don't. You talked about being traditionalist and liking the champion to come out last. I think the championship match itself should be last. But we live in different times.
Yeah, we do. We do. Um, and then that's when you get the segment with Rhea, you see Drew, sitting all slumped over, and then Rhea comes up to him and does I told you so. You could just gave us the thumbs up. We would have helped you. Um, but yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch. Just keeping the storylines lined up and everything. And that leads us to I forgot to put the card up for that match. My bad. But I'm gonna do it for this one. That leads us to the Fatal 5-Way match. We got Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez. I normally botch that name because I'm still not used to it.
I don't
Shayna
blame you, man.
Baszler. Um, what's her name? Zoe Stark, and of course Rhea Ripley. Um, this is for the women's world heavyweight championship. Before I get to the match, I get wanting to give the champion a grand entrance. This was too much. Okay. Nothing about Rhea's character is religious and ties into any of the culture in Saudi Arabia. I get want to do that. If anything, have those guys line up after I think Zoe Stark was the one that came up before her. Have them line up then and then do the smoke and maybe do like a little bit of the music and then have Rhea come out right then. I think they were doing like they had like a centaur playing the like her theme a little bit, but still, I was just like, how many of y'all is about to come out? Grand entrance for the champion. I appreciate that. That's how it should be for the champ. This match though, left a lot to be desired. That's all I'll say. I felt like maybe it was the nerves. I don't know. I thought it started out well. Nia actually looked really good to me. She lost a lot of weight, so she's way more agile and nimble. I even liked Shayna Baszler in this match. Natalia's always trying to lock people in the double sharpshooter, try and get two people in the sharpshooter. Like it's not believable. Like, come on, you can't really do that. She had 3 of these women in submissions at the same time, and you believed it. You believed it. So kudos to them for booking Shayna that way. This when you get to the end of the match, though, I'm sorry, it just looked way too choreographed. Especially with like Blake said, with Raquel looking like she's almost like she's got the match written on her wrist and she's trying to hit it beat for beat. And I don't know. I'd really just that it took me out of it. The ending kind of took me out of it. For a while, I was really upset, and I was gonna give this some bullshit. But I'll go middle of the road. Rhea Ripley does win with hitting the riptide on what's the chick's name? Zoe Stark onto Raquel, who is laying on top of Shayna Baszler, and pin Shayna Baszler for the win. So the right person won, obviously, but I expected more. And again, we talked about it. Tower of Doom spot. Again. Again. Middle of the road. Let's move on.
Well, man, I agree. Middle of the road. Well, all these ladies in here are better workers, but sometimes when you get too many participants in there, it can get a little messy. And I think this one did. I don't know if Raquel had been in a match like with this many before. Maybe that's why she just kind of seemed out of her element. But it really didn't work for me. As far as Rhea's entrance, I guess I just didn't understand the connection or the significance. It just seemed out of place to me. It just seemed very curious. I understand she's the champ and you wanted to give her a grand entrance, and I guess this was, I guess this is the way they felt they should do it, but it just didn't work for me. Neither did the match. Middle of the road.
So after that, we go to a match that shocked me a few different kind of ways. John Cena versus Sol Sikoa. Now here's the thing. I know that we all kind of agreed, like with the Vince era, there was a lot of every premium live event, we could count on at least one squash match, right? Or a match that was just short. I don't think these two needed to go 16 minutes because they did. That's too long. All right, it's too long for Cena. He's not the John Cena of old, number one. 2, while Sol Sikoa is younger, didn't look gassed at all. He's fine. It's just if your goal was to make him look so dominant, this needed to be quick. Okay. That's my gripes with the match. Too long. And really just it was just too long. That's the long and short of it. Not really bored, but there was just pacing issues. Crowd was 50-50 on this match. I mean, they did pop for John Cena when he came out, and I'm so tired of him calling him the greatest of all time. He's not. It's not even close.
He's
I'm
in the
sorry.
conversation.
Yes, in the conversation, if you want to debate, that's one thing, but to have say it literally, you're trying to tell me that you putting him over Stone Cold Steve Austin or even Hulk Hogan, who we don't even like? Hey, come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I think they're really going overboard saying it all the
All
time.
the time.
That's my thing. Is that it's one thing, okay, if you say it once in a while, Layfield used to call him Big Match John, stuff like that. That's okay here and there,
Yeah.
but every time Cena's on the screen pounding it home, the greatest of all time, I just think it's overkill.
Yeah, and the other problem I have with that is that you've got you're calling him the GOAT, but then you got Roman toting around the belt for damn near 4 years. So who's really the GOAT? Okay, whatever. If we were done a prediction, I honestly would have picked John Cena because he hasn't won a pay per view in years in a singles match. So I thought this would have been a way for him to kind of get Solo, get over, but not go over, so to speak. He catch the young buck slipping into a AA, so to speak. But not the case at all. I mean, Solo. Okay, we're gonna work the thumb that he has taped up. Like they couldn't think of anything else to do. I had a problem.
That's his finisher. That's his finisher.
No, I get that, but selling a thumb and then so he worked the thumb, and then at the end, how many times did he strike John Cena with the Samoan spike? At least 10. Okay, and he was fine. Which I'm gonna talk about somebody else who did not sell their injury either in a few minutes. But I felt like okay, this is where y'all going. He absolutely destroyed John Cena to finish this match. So many Samoan spikes. Cool. If that's the way I want to go, y'all got Cena losing, and he's putting these guys over. He's doing the I forgot what the term I want to use is, but
Pass the torch.
he's passing the torch, but he's doing the favors. He's helping the young bucks get over,
Sure, sure.
and
That's what the vets
he's
should do
giving
for the
back.
most part.
Yeah, he's giving back,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
and I think this works better for Solo than it did for Austin Theory. That win at WrestleMania for Austin Theory did nothing for him. Versus this, I think actually does help Solo because it wasn't just a quick 1, 2, 3 hit my move. It was a beat down and then the cover. So, I didn't hate. I did TV quality, just to keep it short. TV quality.
This one was tough for me because I didn't consider it a squash. I'll go pay-per-view worthy, and here's why. Because I thought, look, we know Cena is not the best wrestler. Um, I'm not sure Solo is either, to be honest. So I didn't expect much from this match. I thought the storytelling though was good, and I thought the shocking ending for me is what really made the match because I would have predicted Cena to win. I would have
Yeah,
expected him to go over this time, but
yeah.
Cena didn't just lose. It wasn't a controversial loss. He
No,
got beat down. He got Samoan spiked to
yeah.
hell in
The
this
hell.
match. And Solo left him laying flat in the ring. There was no doubt who was the winner. And I thought that was cool. So I'll go pay-per-view worthy, but I will say we haven't seen the end of this feud, and I think they're going to rerun this one, and I think it'll have a different result.
Yeah, what do you think about the whole, the ending with it? They made sure to, capture him on video leaving the ring and waving and getting people to say thank you, Cena.
Oh, I mean, man, we've seen that before. I don't think it's the end. When Cena retires, they're going to announce it. It'll be a retirement match. They'll let us know. He that's not his final match in WWE. Not by a long shot. He'll be back at probably Mania.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely not his last match. Not that way.
not that way. No, nope, no. I agree. I agree. They did the same for Triple H when Brock Lesnar beat him the first time.
Yep.
Broke his arm.
Yeah.
He acted like he was gonna walk away. All he did was cut his hair off. He
Yep.
kept wrestling. All right. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. And yeah, I would have definitely predicted Logan Paul to win this for sure. It's the right thing to do for a number of reasons. Ray doesn't need it. I mean, plain and simple. And I would have definitely given this the asterisk for show stealer match of the night. This was my second favorite match. I thought it wasn't quite up to par with what Logan has done in the past as far as like spectacle. Obviously the match he did with Ricochet was better. The match he had with Roman was better, but he's still showing that he belongs. He looks fluid. If you didn't know, you came in this blind and you didn't know who Logan Paul was, and you were just watching this match, you would think he's on the main roster full time. And that's the second biggest compliment I can give him tonight. Let's just get to it. Ray goes for the moonsault on the bottom rope, and there's been a lot of debate whether Ray didn't get enough airtime or if Logan Paul was out of place. I can see the math where Logan Paul could be out of place. I can see the math where Ray didn't get enough air on it. I don't care. Logan saved Ray's neck. If he was out of place, he realized it in enough time to catch him. Because if you watch it in slow motion, Ray is going to go straight down on and land on his head. And Logan Paul catches him. He has to go down to one knee. And this man tore his ACL the last time he was in Saudi Arabia. So he has to drop down on knees to catch Ray and then go into and they just keep going in the match. I guarantee you Ray bought him at least a drink that night and said, "Thank you for saving me." And he deserves all the praise in the world for that. That is something that one of your favorites of all time talks about. Bret Hart is being safe in that ring. And I've seen there's clips online. You go on YouTube of wrestlers saving each other from severe injury. Chris Jericho is really, really good at that. He has, from what I've seen, some of the most clips of saving people before they hurt themselves. And for Logan Paul to be able to be able to pick up on that, guys only been wrestling 2 years. I mean, it's just incredible. He picks up the win. Now, Santos Escobar. So we get back to the storyline part of this. Santos Escobar stops Logan Paul's friend from giving him the brass knuckles for a minute. Chases the guy away, but sets the knuckles right on the ring apron? Huh? Okay, and then a 619, he goes for the splash, and Logan caps him with the knuckles, and he gets the pin and the win. But it's like, why didn't you put the brass knuckles in your pocket? Okay, so here's what I'll say. If it's a setup for a future Ray and Escobar feud, which would make sense, fine. But if y'all don't do that, y'all gonna make Escobar like the biggest idiot in the world. So please, 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 for the sake of storytelling, give Escobar and Ray the feud that we need to see. I enjoyed this match. This was the most fun match I'd seen since the beginning. I gave this one pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, I went pay-per-view worthy, and it could have gotten higher, but that ending was so stupid. really stupid. And like you, I want to give Logan Paul some props here. I know a lot of people hate him because he's this social media influencer. Say what you want to about that, but his in-ring ability to wrestle, I mean, for what he's done in the past couple of years, it's amazing. He is a great talent. You cannot tell this guy hasn't been doing it for 10, 15 years. So props for that. But yeah, the whole thing with Escobar, first of all, I don't even know why have him come out if Logan Paul is just going to end up with the brass knucks anyway. But like you, the only way they can justify that kind of stupidity is to try to build to a feud between Escobar and Ray. Maybe Ray confronts him on SmackDown this week and says, "Dude, you had the brass knucks. Why'd you just leave him in the ring? What are you doing?" Okay, if we see that, uh, still a dumb way to build a feud, but at least we know the reason they did it. But if him and Ray just go on as boys and there's no talk of what happened, sheer stupidity.
Yeah, yeah. If I did that to you and you watch the tape back, you'd be like, dude, what the hell? Why
Yeah,
didn't you
my
just, why didn't you just put them in your pocket?
right. Yeah, you just laid him on the ring. You basically just gave him right back to
Give them
Logan.
right back.
Yeah, so yeah, they got to make that right by turning that into a feud. Otherwise, that just looks like the dumbest move of the
The
year.
dumbest. Yeah, it sucks. The LWO never really caught on, and I think a lot of that had to do with they didn't get the wins. Zelina Vega never got the wins. Santos never got wins. I mean, they did beat the Street Profits a few times, and then Ray got the U.S. title. But I think the LWO would have been more legitimate if they would just put the belt on Santos instead of Ray. I don't really understand the reason behind giving Ray the belt. I don't.
Well, I don't either, but look, I'm not sure. I'm curious to see what they do with Logan because I'm not sure he's the right guy to have the belt. I mean, is he going to be around? Do you know what I mean? He comes and
Yeah,
goes, he
I can see him
wrestles, he
being in Survivor
boxes.
Series.
Huh?
I can see him being in Survivor Series for sure.
Well, I could too, but my question is he gonna be? Is he going to be a fighting champion, a regular champion? We criticize Roman for being here and there. We know
Yeah.
Logan has a podcast. We know he does boxing, and we know he's occasionally done wrestling. Well, now he's champion. He can't just be an occasional champion.
True. True. Uh, Let me pause this. I gotta throw something in the dryer. All right. After that, got our second women's match, which would be Bianca Belair taking on the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky. I thought Bianca was gonna take more time off. I would have kept her off TV till the Rumble if I'm the booker, but that's just me. She's
Same
already
here.
worked so much the last couple of years. I mean, really make the people miss her, And I wouldn't have announced her return. I would just had her return to the Rumble, get people talking, sneak her in, all that good stuff. But it is what it is. I don't know about you, man, but something was off with this match. These ladies worked hard. They didn't phone it in. Something was just off. I couldn't get into it. I didn't get attached, and I'm sorry, but I knew. I don't know if you knew, but I knew she was coming back. Kyrie Sane showing up. You don't have her show up in Saudi Arabia where people don't even know who she is in a completely different outfit, as a heel, so to speak, because she got no reaction. And up until that point, I was just subdued with the match. I was like, this is okay. I just can't get into it. And then Kyrie Sane shows up. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And then Io Sky hits the move and pins Bianca Belair for the win. But where does this leave Damage Control? Where the hell is Dakota Kai? Bailey, if you recall, Bailey was the person that put Kyrie Sane out of WWE before. So is this something? Is this Io Sky trying to get Bailey out of Damage Control and let her be the leader and her Dakota Kai and Kyrie Sane, and we're kicking Bailey out, which would technically make Bailey a babyface again, which we don't want that. Um,
Man, I don't know. She's been a heel for a while.
as far as the match goes, man, I you take away Kyrie Sane, and this is a middle of the road match. For me, I don't know. I for some reason just couldn't get into it. Maybe other people did. I did not. Um, it wasn't even like they did a bad job. I just didn't care. I guess that's the best way I could put it.
Yeah, I'd go TV quality, but like you, first of all, you mentioned Bianca coming back and they announced it, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like there was much intrigue or much buildup in this match outside of the fact that these women can both go. I didn't feel like there was just a whole lot of story, a lot about this match that just made me really want to like, oh, can't wait to see this one.
Mm.
So, with all that in mind, the work was decent, just nothing special. And then, like you said, Kari Sane coming back. Now, first of all, I'm not sure she would have got a big pop even here in America. You know, it's not like she was an A-list or anything. And I didn't even recognize her at first. Now, I'm glad she didn't come out in that pirate shit anymore. I never really got the
Yeah.
I never really got the whole gimmick with that. I like it that she's a heel. She still got that insane elbow, which is great. Like you, I'm curious to see where they go with it. If they do boot Bailey out, look, I think it'd be better for Bailey if whether she's a heel or a face, she's just on her own because she really hasn't been anything with Damage Control outside of their leader. And then anytime she's in a match on her own, she might win, she might lose. I think she should get back into the title picture, whether as a face or a heel. So if they go that direction, I am fine with that. I think I know Dakota Kai has been back. I just know she's also not cleared to wrestle. Maybe she just didn't make the trip because, like I said, bringing out Kyrie Sane, there's just really no need for Dakota to be there, I guess. But I don't know, man. Yeah, this match was a disappointment to me because, like I said, I like both of these ladies. I know they both can go, but sometimes the chemistry just isn't there, and it wasn't on Saturday.
Mm-mm. Not at all. Hopefully they do better by Kyrie Sane than they done with Carlito, who people probably forgot he even came back at this point.
He ain't been back that long, so let's wait and see.
All right. That's the one I was missing. I knew I was missing a graphic. Hold on, y'all. Because we're going to talk about that, are we still finishing the story? Do people still care about the story? Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Kind of another grudge match here. This actually was one of the better matches of the night as far as like bell to bell we're talking. Very entertaining crowd. Actually woke up, seemed like, when Cody came out. So huge. I mean, that goes to show you that he is truly a star in this company again.
Without a doubt.
It's a Judgment Day match. You're gonna get Finn Balor coming out, who's look, he was limping almost. You're gonna get JD McDonald's goofy ass, and of course, you gotta have Dirty Dom. It just ain't right. And then, so if you get those three, it only takes one Uso to chase all three of them off. Super coming out, super kicking JD and Finn Balor and chasing them off to the back, and then Cody hitting. I never noticed that Cody and Damian had the same finisher. They just called two different things. It took this match for me to pick up on that. But I thought it was a pay-per-view worthy to me. I enjoyed this match better than I thought I would. I came in like, it's gonna be this whatever, but it was still fun. Great match. And I think Cody and Damian, for that matter, uh, kudos to both of them for putting on a great match and making people care and making it fun. And the right person won. To me, Cody. I don't know if it's good to keep doing the whole 3 crossroad thing to get the win, because it's just it shouldn't take 3 every single time you're on a premium live event. But if it's Brock Lesnar, okay, yeah, it should take 3. If it's Roman Reigns, okay, 3. I'll even throw Bobby Lashley in there. But for Damian Priest, it should take 1 crossroads at a time for the win. But anyway, Cody won, got the win, and the story continues. Pay-per-view worthy for me.
Yeah, pay-per-view worthy. I really enjoyed this match. Probably my third favorite of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the 3, the rest were not all that. So I guess that's not saying much, but I did enjoy this one. Uh, Cody obviously is over in a made man, but I really like what they've done with Damian Priest since he's come to the main roster. Getting him with Judgment Day, and now he's a champion, and I think going to be in the title picture at some point. I'm really happy with it, and like I said, the match pay-per-view worthy, and I'm really curious to see uh, where they go with Damian and when he actually does cash in the briefcase. It's got to happen sometime. So I'm curious to see if they're going to actually put him over, or if he's going to be one of the few that actually doesn't cash in successfully.
It's a conundrum with this Money in the Bank. Now you have 2 champions again, but both I feel like are so high up on the pedestal. It's like, you damn sure ain't gonna beat Roman like that. And it's getting to the point where Seth is like garnering that championship so hard that's like, I don't really believe you're gonna beat him either. I don't know. If you ask me which one was more believable, it would be Seth. Okay. But they've done a great job booking him and making him a believable champion. So I don't know. I like the Money in the Bank concept, but it feels like when the rubber needs to meet the road, more so with the men's side, it's always like they don't know how to execute.
I think you need to make sure that you put it on the right guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Priest isn't worthy of winning a championship, but you need to put it on a guy who, that if he cashes in, the crowd is going to be behind him, and that he's a guy who can be your franchise because he's going to be your world champion. Can Priest be that guy? Maybe, but yeah, I just think you have to be careful who you give these briefcases to.
I buy him as a world champion. He got the size. He's a great wrestler. He's put in the work. He's put in the time.
But I just don't know if he's over like that.
Not quite.
That's the only thing to me that
Yeah.
he's lacking. Everything else is there.
Yeah.
But he's getting there because obviously he's one of the biggest heels in the company, and he has all the tools. I'm just That's why I said I'm curious to see what happens when he does actually cash in. Will they pull the trigger and put the strap on him, or will they just think he's just not that guy yet?
I think the reason I buy it more is because he is a part of a faction and he's a stronger persona in the faction. So because he has the faction backing him and they booked the faction so well, usually I can go with it.
Okay.
If he was just on his own, yeah, he would still be great. But I think having the backing, knowing that he's got Dirty Dom, Balor, I guess you can count McDonough, helps.
Can you?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing with him. But all that does help in supporting the Damian Priest character, what he is now. So I wouldn't have been mad had he had success to cash in on Seth, because I'm like, well, it's the heel faction. But I guess you can't have 2 heel champions either. So I guess they're trying to factor that in too, because Roman's the biggest heel, you know. all that good stuff. Speaking of Roman, get to the main event here. LA Knight taking on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. I think outside of Cody, there was a lot of people that thought that LA Knight could do it. But the closer it got to the event, the less I thought it was possible. Because there were certain statistics that kept popping up. And I think they're really trying to eclipse all the old heads. Your Brunos, your Hogans, hell, even Austin and Rock. All right, they're trying
I
to.
don't think you're going to eclipse Bruno. Bruno held the title for 7 years. Nobody's ever
Well,
going
okay,
to
maybe
get
not
it.
Bruno, but definitely Hogan, because he's fastly approaching Hogan, which would mean he would have to at least carry the championship till Mania. Um, I while I thought they did a good job of booking LA Knight, problem I have with these Roman Reigns matches when you really look at them, it's Roman hitting a couple clotheslines, he gets the person in a headlock, he trash talks the crowd, and there's a lot of pausing and posing and this and that. I mean, it's theatrics. So you really kind of got to change the way you grade these matches. It's more based on how you're entertained than the bell to bell, because it's not going to be a spectacle. LA Knight, for all intents and purposes, to be fair, not a ring technician either. So then you got two people that aren't going to do, arm locks and, collar elbow tie ups, things of that nature. You know, so you're solely relying on the entertainment value as far as the match goes. Was this entertaining? Yes. It was not, to me, more entertaining than, not even more entertaining than Seth versus Sami Zayn. I found more entertainment in that match. Now, what I do think they accomplished in this match was that LA Knight does belong in the main event picture. He has that charisma. He has everything. And even though he's 41, he can still get better in the ring and be more captivating. I thought he did a great job. He fits. He doesn't look out of place. I guess that's the best way I could put it. He fits the mold of being in the main event. And I think that was what they wanted to see, how he would play against the Roman Reigns. And it worked. He fits. He's not gonna be forgotten. SmackDown comes on, they're still gonna be chanting LA Knight. He's still over. It was a convincing win. You had Jimmy Uso coming out, getting put through the table by LA Knight, putting LA Knight over. You had Solo coming out. So anytime those things happen, it just makes the babyface look strong, because it took 3 y'all to beat me realistically. So, and he did hit the BFT on Roman.
Mhm.
So he kicked, and he did kick out of the first spear. So good on them. They did book him strong, even in the loss. But if I'm the booker, I would have done LA Knight versus Rey Mysterio and had LA Knight win the United States Championship, and then later on, maybe a year from now, have him chase the big title. To me, that's just how you do it. You gotta go through the steps. That's how they always did it back in the day. That's how they did it with Big E. Big E won the Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, and then he won the WWE Championship. He didn't just jump straight to the WWE Championship. So when Big E won and cashed in, people felt like he earned it. When Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship, people felt like he earned it because of all the years he put in. But that's it. That's all I gotta say. I will give it pay-per-view worthy, but to me, the lowest of low pay-per-view worthies.
Yeah, pay-per-view worthy. I never thought LA Knight had a chance in this match, and that's okay. I just like it that he got the opportunity. And I actually think maybe there was a better opponent they could have gotten for Roman, but LA Knight is hot right now. He's white hot. So he got the opportunity. I'm glad for him. I like the way they booked the match. I agree with you. Normally, I would be upset that Roman needed help to beat LA Knight, who I feel like he's far superior to, but I see why they did it. They're trying to keep LA Knight looking strong, and I am good with that. So I'm glad they booked it that way, but I never thought LA Knight, it's too soon. It's too soon. You don't put it on the guy just because he's the flavor of the day right now. You wait and see if he can sustain it and continue to build on that. And like you said, uh, maybe improve his in-ring a little bit. Although I don't think that makes or break it. It should. In the perfect world, you would need to have great wrestling ability to be a champion, but that's not it. You need what he has. The main thing you really need, he already has charisma. And that's what got him in this situation. And I'm just hoping he can continue to build on that. But this just wasn't the right time. But LA Knight can still walk away from this. He can come out on SmackDown talking his trash about the bloodline and about Roman and how he couldn't beat me on his own, blah, blah, blah. And he still looks strong. It's great for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it's a win-win. Obviously, Roman gets over, continues this reign, no pun intended. But LA Knight leaves looking strong. And like you said, prove that he belongs in the main event.
Yep. Yeah. Not the
Yeah.
best. Yeah. I wasn't even doing it on purpose. I feel like last year's Crown Jewel was better. I want to say we were talking this post show last year, and we felt like it was the best Saudi Arabia show they'd ever done. This one, however, while not lacking star power, just lacked care value. I'll say that. The matches last year, excuse me, we cared about more. And it just felt like this one was to me, it was a letdown. It was not one of the better Saudi Arabia shows. Better than the first few they did, but still, I don't know. WWE's kind of doing like a roller coaster with these Saudi Arabia shows. Some of them really hit, and like every match is great, and then you got this one where like, you got some bad, and there's some good, and there's more bad, and there's more good. So it's a roller coaster. But at the end of the day, not a bad show. Just we critique. That's what we do here. I would if I was giving a letter grade, I would give this show a C+.
C plus is about where I would go, probably more like in the C range for me. But look, these are much better than the Saudi shows used to be. These shows, we used to pan these shows. They used
Oh
to be
yeah,
the
they're still
best.
better than yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they have improved. And look, I don't care what the pay-per-view is, whether it's a Saudi show or an American show, you're not going to knock it out of the park every time. So they didn't knock it out of the park this time, but they still are better than what they used to be.
Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. Let us know in the comment section down below what you all think. And we will those next show. Survivor Series. Yeah, Survivor Series. Rob is going to be in attendance for Survivor Series.
In the building, completing my big four.
Games.
Yeah. Too bad you can't make it, man. Too bad
I
you can't
know,
make
I
it.
know, I know. It's terrible. Well, they're not terrible. I mean, terrible. I can't make it. It's my oldest son's birthday weekend, so I'm trying to be selfless and
Hey,
do stuff with him. And it's a big birthday for him. It's a milestone for him. He's turned 10, so
oh yeah,
I'm
look at
putting
him
that
go.
before my own, thing I want to do. But he likes wrestling too. But he probably did going, but I'm just trying to make sure I focus on priorities.
Got you. Hey, man, and nothing wrong with that, man. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
So yeah, definitely Survivor Series next big pay-per-view. We will probably I'll definitely link up with Rob, even though I'm not going to the show. I'll still link up with them and hang out for a little bit probably before the show. And then when he gets back home, we'll do a post show. So Sunday or Monday, we'll do a post show for Survivor Series following. A lot of gaming streams. I'm finishing up. This means I'm finishing up. working my way through Spider-Man 2. Thank you all. Trying to think of the names now. Joshua Cole. I think that was Chris, Justin. Thank you all for joining me during those streams. Britton Stegner, thank you for joining during the streams. So shout you all out. And by the time you watch this, we'll be trying to laugh. Lady Farting Preacher will be up by the time you see this. So part two or whatever.
Part 2. Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
And yeah,
This is one of the funniest videos that we've seen. So believe me, you do not want to miss this one.
and make sure you check out part 1 if you haven't, because that absolutely destroyed us. I don't know how many times we've broken at the same time, but that got us at the same time.
It did. Yeah, that's maybe the single funniest one we've seen.
Yeah. So check all that stuff out. Appreciate you all. Thank you for your support. Rob, take it away.
Well, we love and appreciate y'all. And that drive to 5, man, we are getting close. We are very close. And we are going to give out some prizes. We keep saying it, but we can't do it. We couldn't do it without each and every one of you. And we so love and appreciate each and every one of you for your love and support. Continue to give us your comments, your ideas. Love you all. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Speak to y'all again soon. Peace.